Hello there. I'm doing this on video as well as audio. This is... Hello there. This short episode is just a quick announcement about the episode 600 YouTube live stream, just to make sure everyone knows the details. I'm also going to talk briefly about some other little bits of news and things, including an upcoming LEP meetup. I'm also videoing this, excuse me, also videoing this. It's just going to be a short video, but I'm videoing it too. So to those of you who are watching this on YouTube and watching this in the Luke's English podcast app, hello, here is my face. So yes, this isn't a full episode of the podcast, it's just some news and announcements. So episode 600 is approaching. It's quite a big milestone for this podcast. As you may know, I'm going to do a YouTube live stream while I'm recording it. The aim of the live stream will be just to have some interaction with you while recording the episode, to let you ask me some questions, and just to celebrate 10 years and 600 episodes of the podcast. I've already said this to you. I said it in an announcement, in an introduction to an episode recently. So I've already said this to you, but I just want to make sure everyone knows the specifics, okay? The live stream is going to happen on my channel on YouTube on the 7th of June at 3 p.m. Paris time. That's Central European time. 7th of June, Friday, the 7th of June at 3 p.m. Central European time. What time is that where you are? Do you know what time that is where you are? Obviously, I've got listeners all over the world in different time zones. Here's an idea of what that means in various time zones, but you'll probably need to Google it just to make sure. So, I mean, that is 3 p.m. Paris time, Friday the 7th of June, is 6 a.m. on the west coast of the United States. I actually have a surprising number of listeners in the US. I don't know why. American Lepsters. Are you just trying to learn the proper version of the language? He said jokingly. I don't know. Anyway, 6 a.m. on the west coast of the United States, 8 a.m. in Mexico City, in Mexico, 9 a.m. in New York, 10 a.m. in Rio de Janeiro, 2 p.m. in London, 4 p.m. in Moscow, 4 p.m. in Ankara, 6:30 p.m. in New Delhi, 9 p.m. in Shanghai, 10 p.m. in Tokyo, 11 p.m. in Sydney, and 1 a.m. on the morning of the Saturday in Auckland. So there you go. If you'd like to join me, you can. You just need to work out what time it is. On, what's the date again? Friday the 7th of June at 3 p.m. Paris time. So I know that some of you won't be able to join me for various reasons, like time zone issues, or you're going to be like at work or something, or sleeping. But you will be able to watch the video later. So if you can't join the live stream, you will be able to watch the video later. It will stay on YouTube. It'll be available on YouTube. And hopefully I'll be able to put it into the Luke's English podcast app as well, so you'll be able to watch it there. And of course, the audio of the whole thing will be published as episode 600 of the podcast. The theme of the live stream, the theme of it, of the live stream and the episode, is basically just ask me anything. So I haven't been particularly imaginative. It's just ask me questions and I'll answer them. So perhaps you can think of some questions you'd like to ask me. And it can be anything at all. It could be questions about English or questions about anything else in particular. Obviously, I reserve the right not to answer depending on the question. So if you're asking about, like, what are your bank details, Luke? What's your mother's maiden name? Then I might not reveal that information. So I obviously reserve the right to just pass on some of the questions if necessary. But you could think of some questions if you're going to attend the live stream. Think about some questions in advance. I might need to give myself a time restriction on some of them, so I don't just ramble about one question for 9 hours or whatever. How long will the live stream be, Luke? Well, I'm going to say it's maximum 1 hour. That's the guideline for myself. I'm going to try and make sure it doesn't go on too long. So I'm saying an hour. That's the idea. how do you find the video? That's what you're asking. But Luke, how do I find the video? How am I going to find it? How am I going to access the live stream? Well, I mean, if you're a YouTube user, then you'll know that you can just go to my channel on YouTube, which is Luke's English Podcast on YouTube, and you'll find it there. But also, the YouTube link is in the show notes for this episode, so you'll find it there, and you just click the link, and it'll take you to YouTube, and there'll be a timer counting down to when the live stream's going to happen. You'll also find the link pinned to the top of the comments section on my website. So if you go to teacherluke.co.uk, you'll find the link there. And if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll get a notification, depending on your notification settings, but you should get a notification that will take you to the page for the live stream. I'll also probably send you an email with the link nearer to the time, nearer to the date. You'll need to be subscribed to the email mailing list on my website for that. So you just go to my website, which is teacherluke.co.uk, and then just, I guess it'll be up in one of the corners. Subscribe to the mailing list, just put your email address in there and I'll send you an email probably as well. Okay, so got it? Yeah, 7th of June, Friday, 3 p.m. Paris time. All right, nice one. Let's have fun. Let's celebrate episode 600 together on YouTube and let's make episode 600 in an interesting way. Yeah. Right, so in other news, a Lepster meetup that's happening on the 7th of June, the same day I'm doing the live stream. Where's it happening though? Well, it's happening in Prague, in the Czech Republic. See, look, I know where Prague is. I didn't need to say it's in the Czech Republic. I mean, it's Prague. There's only one Prague, right? Anyway, Lepsters in or near Prague. There is a Lepster meetup happening on the 7th of June. Zdenek Lukas, who you might know from Zdenek's English Podcast. He also has been a guest on my podcast. He was on the podcast in January this year. Zdenek is hosting a Lepster meetup on the 7th of June at 5 p.m. Prague time. I mean, what... Doesn't matter because it's in Prague, so the time thing's not a problem, is it? 5 p.m. in Prague in a cool place called Bohemian Boards and Brews, which is a super cool looking board game cafe. The plan is to get together with other Lepsters, and non-Lepsters are available. Welcome. Non-Lepsters are welcome, of course. The plan is to get together, speak English together, drink some beers, or if you don't drink beer or alcoholic beverages, then you could have a juice or tea or coffee or something. Just get together and have fun playing board games and speaking English with like-minded people, okay? So if you're in the area, why not join them? Maybe you could watch the live stream and then afterwards head down to the board game cafe to take part in the meetup. Make it an English afternoon, why not? All you need to do is mark on Facebook that you're going to the event. And the event, well, I'll tell you how to find that in a moment. Just mark on Facebook that you're going to the event. If you don't have Facebook, just send Zdenek an email. Oh, can I say that, Zdenek? I asked him if I could do that. He hasn't answered back, but I'm going to say yes. Because I've told you about Zdenek's email address before, so I think it's okay. I'm almost certain it's okay because he's asked me to do the email thing before, and I've told you what his email address is before. So you could just email teacherzdenek@gmail.com if you don't have Facebook, and just write to him and say, "Hi Zdenek, my name is," and then just insert your name there. And I am coming to the meetup on the 7th of June, right? Okay. Teacher, Teacher, Zdenek, Zdenek @gmail.com. Hi Zdenek, my name is, and then insert your name there. And I'm coming to the meetup on the 7th of June. Or just click that you're going on Facebook. On Facebook, you'll find the link for the event in the show notes for this episode again, or just find the Prague Lepster Meetups page on Facebook by searching for, that's right, Prague Lepster Meetups. Okay? Obviously, I'm talking to only a few people in my audience there who are in Prague and who can actually come to that thing. But anyway, there you go. If you want to set up a similar meetup in your area, then I recommend that you find a suitable location. Try to book it if you can, like if, a nice cafe or a place that you can all get together. Try to book it if you can. Sort all the details out in advance, and then let me know, and I can announce it hopefully on the podcast. I need a couple of weeks' notice. All right, give me plenty of notice so I can do it. I won't announce your meetup unless you have specific information for me to announce, obviously. Things like a date and a time and location, of course. All right? Final bits of podcast news before we end this brief episode. I've got 2 free episodes of Luke's English podcast to upload in the next week or so. So there's episode 598 and 599. Today, this afternoon, I'll be talking to my dad for another episode of the Rick Thompson Report, so I'll be recording an interview with him. I expect we're going to talk about the usual topic of politics, and there's quite a lot to talk about because, as you may know, the UK Prime Minister Theresa May resigned on Friday last week, and also we had the European elections for the European Parliament, and the results are in today, showing big wins from the UK side, big wins for the Brexit Party. So what does this all mean for the future of the UK and for Europe and Brexit and all that stuff? I'm talking to my dad about all of that later, and after the conversation, as long as we don't have technical problems, assuming that I record it all okay, I will then be editing that together, and I will upload it as soon as possible for episode 598. So that should be the next episode of the podcast. Then episode 599 is going to come after that, obviously, because we all know that is how numbers work. I'm an English teacher, but I do know some principles of maths. So 599 is going to come out after that. All right, so then, except for episode 600, my focus will then be on producing and publishing a whole bunch of Luke's English Podcast premium episodes. So the free podcast will probably be a bit quiet in June after episode 600. It'll probably be a bit quiet for the free podcast because I will be focusing on making and uploading premium episodes to provide my premium subscribers with the content that they can, that they are paying for, essentially paying a competitive price. But anyway, so I'll be focusing on premium stuff throughout June. Okay. So for the premium subscribers, brace yourselves. The next batch of premium episodes is coming. The batch is coming, focusing on teaching you the English language in all its glory. Obviously, you will need to be a premium subscriber to access all of that content, and you can get started by going to teacherluke.co.uk/premium and follow the instructions that you see there. In the meantime, I hope you like the next couple of episodes that I publish, and then you can join me for the episode 600 live stream, which is happening, let me say that date again, on the 7th of June at 3 p.m. Paris time. Think of some questions you can ask me, and let's have some fun celebrating episode 600. As ever, thank you for listening to my podcast, and I'll speak to you again soon in episode 598, which is going to arrive as soon as possible. Okay, nice one. Thanks for watching the video. Thank you for listening to this announcement, and I'll speak to you again in the next one. All right, but for now, goodbye. Bye, 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 bye. That's the end of the audio. And now, this is the end of the video, he says, taking a little sip of coffee. Look at this little bonus bit for the video viewers. Oh, it's worth it as well, isn't it? Just to see me drink coffee. Okay, nice one. Cheers. Speak to you in the next one, whatever that is.